Hello, all. I'm a licensed practical nurse. Let me share a scenario with you so you can put it into perspective. Imagine you're living on your own at 21. You suddenly see that it's a global pandemic. It's March 2020. The world is shutting down. You're unaware of how viruses spread, how to contaminate it, and what basic essentials you need. That's a real life scenario for many people. March 2020 was a significant time where the world shut down. I experienced firsthand at what it was like to be a frontline worker. I was deployed on a humanitarian mission to provide relief to New York City for the COVID 19 virus. And I saw firsthand how many people were unaware of how to deal with the situation as it was a public health crisis. There were many people that went to the ER that were calling crisis phone numbers because they were not sure how to A, look up the facts and look up how to manage it, and also B, what to believe. And that really goes downhill when people are using social media such as TikTok and Instagram and not deciphering which is the good information and which is the bad information. And it was a very scary time. And so I would like the speech to persuade you on why public health should be a required general education course at every college and university. It is all about preventing illnesses, spreading public health education, and basic survival necessary information that every individual should know, especially when we are pushing people to be independent, like colleges and universities do. It is also something that is more prevalent now than ever. Before the COVID 19 pandemic, public health was not too popular and it was not necessary to really know about. There were individuals that were experienced in that field, and you just left it to the people that were professionals. Now we can see that there's different areas of fields that are getting involved, such as financially, more medically, legally, and so many more areas that are getting more involved in this uh, public health field. A research article in Public Health reports that misinformation spreads faster than facts during the pandemic, and that was happening to many young people. They were using the wrong social media outlet platforms such as TikTok or Instagram. And an article from 2024, Boston University reported that. Additionally, I would like to share how most students don't understand the basics of public health until they are forced to. I found that Harvard has a public health 2023 article posted online where they shared that the COVID 19 pandemic revealed how unprepared students were for a health crisis. And that is what the basis of this speech is about, how we need to target this group as they are more likely to be sent off to the real world without any more guidance from their undergraduate studies. Additionally, I would like to share that English and math and history are required for student gen eds, educationals, but it doesn't really go more specific than that, such as how the healthcare system works and how to manage any diseases that could affect us in any given moment, such as the COVID 19 pandemic did. And I would like to share how Texas AMU had proposed an idea similar to this, which is calling the public health education an essential part of preparing students to be responsible citizens, which also shares how universities already started having student public health directors because they wanted quicker information to be shared where it's more noticeable for people in their demographic, such as Instagram and TikTok. It's kind of just sounds like an antithesis, but really it's just getting to the root of the problem. And we know that that's where the misinformation is being spread. So if it's being shared by the universities, it should be way more trustworthy for people to follow along. And this pushes me to the conclusion where it is okay and it is encouraged to talk to your school's curriculum committee. You could send an email, you can collect signatures by creating like a petition. And these are all signatures of students who are supporting the idea that public health education should be required, just like other educational requirements, math, history, English, and also a resource like change.org will help you get a petition started. It also shares information on how to do it step by step. So if we have this be a standard throughout the nation, we will have at least one more student who can survive a pandemic stress free, worry free, because they have the basic necessary education to survive and feel comfortable and encouraged to be independent in these kinds of scenarios. And I think that we need to do this now and not wait for the next pandemic to happen before we find it very necessary. Thank you so much.